Damn, I'm about to start this race with no practice. Fuck it. What the fuck? Oh.
We're building the egg starter base, this fucking white boys. Oh my god, and it's 2 eggs. I just found at least 10 stone nodes.
Alright, shit, let's get it going.
I'm locked the fuck in Rust right now. I don't know what this fucking long-term break just did for me, but oh my god.
Hey, I sent you a link to stream if you want to check it out. Oh shit. Hold up, I gotta fix my phone real quick.
Can I hear myself on the stream?
God,
Should I
hold
turn
up,
this
bro.
off?
Gotta retry this shit. Alright. This car's not that bad. It's a 911, it's a Porsche, so it's pretty decent. The handling on this thing is actually really nice.
It's fucking really nice.
Nice little 90-degree angle right here. See how this lap pans out. Not bad. About a second and a half under my best. I took that turn really weird.
fucking banger.
My load, I almost lost it right there. Damn. Alright, I got about 2 more laps to put in. Damn. I don't feel warm at all right now either. Gotta lock in for real. Alright.
I got my shit going and rushing. I got a base down and shit. Decent fucking spot. Good area. Hella loot around my nose and all that. So. Right by outpost too, so that's good.
I gotta get exit on that corner. It's an exit. About half a second up on my ghost, give or take. Definitely half a second up. Should be like 6/10, hopefully by the end of this straight. Leveling out at about half a second.
What's up?
Got a real good exit, definitely utilizing the lines right there. That's going to be an improvement, 100%, about 8 minutes. Low 43, so we can get down to the 42 for these last lap or so. Real good exit on that corner. Already half a second up. I just gotta stay here. Oh, I'm gonna lose a lot right there. Way back to basically even with this. See if we can outbreak the ghost. All good. Definitely gonna have to improve on that corner a bit during the race. Just improve this time in general. I've only really done this track probably, I'd say maybe for a total of like 3 or 4 races, if that.
How many years you got?
The what?
Viewers you got?
Gears?
Viewers.
Yes, sir. Thank you for tuning in, folks. Just getting this little quali done, qualification. 4 races, daily races. Got some new ones actually. We got, I think this one's Sardegna if I'm not wrong. And then we got this daily race C. We got Brands Hatch, I believe, for Group 4 on Daily Race B, and I think A is Nordschleife. I want to say, I'm honestly not 100% sure. Wow, wasn't focused right there, damn. But I want to say, I forget the group, but it's the same group as last week's, I think it was Deep Forest, or the Forest track. See if I can outbreak my ghost on this corner right here. Alright, so I'm gonna have to let off the gas, or stay off the gas just probably half a second later, half a second longer. Got a better exit on that corner. Oh, got a really good exit on that corner actually. See if we can get down into 42s with this lap actually. Should be able to, hopefully. Oh wow. Even with the little mess ups, still holding it together. Surprisingly. But definitely taking the exit of that corner a bit wrong. It's all good though. We'll see how this race pans out. See what we're starting up at for qualifying. What we're starting at grid-wise. I used to be in A ranking, but all these dirty drivers got me bumping down, so we're trying to get it back up into A, hopefully. But that's the goal. What's good? What's good, Marky? Love to see it, brother. Thank you, thank you. Running the 911 Porsche right now, 2017. I think qualified in 6th if I'm not wrong. Might have been 7th though. Porsche is definitely one of the better cars handling wise, at least for this game. The Supra though, guy in first. Definitely Supra's got a lot of torque. That thing's fast in the straights, just not as good handling wise. But if I'm not wrong, I want to say the Genesis GR3 is probably the I think it holds the lap record right now for this track, at least for the week. So but it's we got a 10 lap race. Gotta pit at least once, so I got 2 required tires. I gotta use racing soft, racing medium tires. If I'm not wrong, I think I'm starting on mediums. Probably just gonna end up running those for a lap or 2 and then switching over to the softs for the rest of the race. But yeah, actually starting in 5th, so starting towards the top of the grid actually. See if we can podium. The white, black, gold Porsche. Love to see it. Haven't really messed with my livery or anything, but I'm gonna have to do that one of these days. Man, I definitely think that that Ferrari and that Supra are gonna be quick though. But we'll see how this goes. Starting out, already actually really on the slipstream of this guy. Let's see how we can do. See if we can maybe pull off a little. I'll break the guy maybe. You know, it actually looks like might have been able to pull off that move. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I got that move done. 100%. Moving up into 4th. Ooh. No intention of doing that. Damn. Guy braked really soon. That was crazy. Alright. Surprised I got a penalty for that. It's all good though. Down into 15. Still got pits, all that. 10 laps to go. Got a guy making contact with the wall going into barrier. Oh, there we go. Guy met the Shadow Realm right there. So up into 13. See if we can make some moves. Start moving up through the field. Looks like there was another crash right here. So definitely a lot of reckless driving going on right now. But I mean, I feel like that's typical on the first lap. You know, everybody's really fighting for positions. Ooh, almost losing it right here. But keeping it together. Yeah, you already know, redemption laps. That's right. Wow, a lot of people going off the track. So serving a little penalty right here. Got to decelerate, but up on the straight, we're gonna be in 12th. We do have someone coming up on us, gaining pretty quick. Let's see here. It looks like that gap's probably gonna be down to about a second by the time we reach the end of this straight. So, gaining though on the person in front of me, thankfully. Looks like he caught a little bit of the dirt in front of us, so definitely gonna gain. As you can see, you got the times and whatnot up in the very top left. You can see the gap in front of me as well as the person behind me. So, ooh, gotta let off the gas right there. Make sure not to get on the gas too early, just so I'm not spinning out, anything like that. Turn in late, get on the gas early, and gaining slightly on the guy in front of us. We're on lap 2 right now. I may end up just pitting on this lap, but we're gonna see what the people in front of us do as well. A little bit late on the gas that time, actually, but still potentially gaining. Actually, I had the fastest sector of the lobby in that sector right there. I believe that's sector 2 if I'm not wrong. So let's see if we can put together a faster, going a bit wide on that section, but it's alright. See if we can potentially slip back into this slipstream. Now it does look like some person behind us decided to pit. He's on the soft, so it looks like he might be potentially finishing the race, actually on the mediums, which are the weaker of the 2 tires. And it looks like we have a 2-second penalty of one of the guys in front of us, which if we can stay on this group in front of us, and oh, actually yellow flag, we got someone off the track. That's gonna be a position right there. And man, these guys are really scrambling in front of us. Wow, alright, so a little bit of contact, but keeping it on the track, keeping it somewhat clean. Got this guy right here on the inside, want to make sure to leave him some space, see if we can perform a good old switcheroo. Got a really good exit. Looks like a little bit of some drama in the chat, as you guys can see. Ooh, getting a little bit of a contact into that corner right there. But let's see what we can do going into these next laps. So it looks like we got a really good exit actually. This guy in front of us going into this corner. Really good. Oh, and we got 2 people serving these penalties. It's actually looking like it's gonna be 2 positions gained. So up into 9th. See here, do we got anybody hitting behind us? Doesn't quite look like it. So I believe I'm thinking we're probably gonna go with the pit on this lap, you guys. Oh yeah, those tires definitely starting to wear just a little bit, but not too much. I mean, everybody's gonna have some worn tires at this point. We do have this guy behind us. That gap getting a bit scary. It looks like he might go for the inside move. Gonna defend. Still defending, and thankfully defending. He's right there though, you guys. So definitely gonna have to make sure to defend going into this corner. Got a good exit. And looks like we successfully defended him off for now. Let's see if we can keep that going. We are going to be pitting on this next lap, so depending on everybody else's strategy, pit strategies, things like that, their tire wear, you know, it's going to really differentiate how we place later on in this race. That is one of the things. Obviously, you know, you can have a bad start to a race, but if you have a good strategy and, you know, you pit at the right moment without making any mistakes, you can. Oh, and looks like we got a little bit of a crash up ahead. A little bit of smoke. So it looks like we might be actually catching up with this pack in front of us here, you guys, which definitely huge moment. Looks like we got a 4th place up in the front, serving a penalty actually. Looks like we got someone taking the outside route right there. A little bit of scrambling. They are definitely scrambling, and it looks like we're not going to be able to get in the pit that round. I'm honestly not sure where the pits are on this map. I haven't quite pitted yet. We do got a guy behind us. He's definitely getting that overtake, but wow. Chaos into that corner, you guys. So a little bit of front bumper damage, but that is going to slow us down just a tad. And we're going to move up into 6th with the old switcheroo through the inside on those 2 guys. Huge move right there. Got those guys fighting and was able to slip right through. Thankfully, you know, no more damage to the car. Tires are getting a bit worn. Those right tires a bit more worn to the left. Back right tires starting to slowly see death, but got about, I'd say, 7.5, 8 second gap going on the guys behind us, and actually getting a pretty decent exit out of this corner. So we might be able to hop on the slipstream of this guy in front of us going into the big straight. We'll see if we can make that happen. Slowly gaining. Let's see if we can get the exit of this corner going right. Not quite. Got on the gas a little bit late, but that's okay. So we are going to pit on this lap. Enter the, oh. So, not quite sure what the pit lane is on this map. Hopefully we don't get a penalty for that. Really hoping. But we're going to see what we can do. Slipping down into 9th right now. We were in, I believe, 6th. So, only losing 3 positions. Out of the pits, fair. Yeah, so we are going to get a penalty for that, sadly. It's alright, though. On to some. Ooh. Got this guy, Axel, driving us a bit wide. So, moving down into 10th. Now, if I'm not wrong, we are on those medium tires now, the slower of the 2. So we are going to see if we can make some things happen. These tires do not have as much grip. They are, as you can see. Wow. All right. Meeting Barry R right there. See if we can catch some of these guys in front of us on their pits. Definitely, as you can tell, for first really full race on this track. Not fully familiar with it quite yet, but definitely getting there. This track just came out yesterday, if I'm not wrong. So sliding down into last place, sadly, but we're gonna see if we can maybe pull off some overtakes, gain some positions here. Still got 5 laps left in this race. Oh wow! So these tires are definitely a bit different. Gonna have to drive a bit differently, but wow, alright, so definitely not getting the same grip. Gonna go down here, turn up the traction control a little bit. Wow. Yeah, definitely sliding. We're gonna turn this traction control up. Just get that up. As you can see down in the right-hand corner, get that turned up. We're gonna serve a penalty as well at that point. Let's see if we can get back on track to where we want to be right now. So definitely, oh yeah, definitely feeling a lot better with that traction turned up. already beginning to gain on our person in front of us. So slowly starting to gain. We can see him at the end of the roundabout there. Bringing this gap down to about 6 seconds. See if we can get it down to 5 by the end of this lap. That would be ideal. And you know, from the looks of it, it looks like this guy's tires may really be worn. So as you can see, that can be a really good factor. You know, obviously, you know, we're on lap 7. We got 3 laps left to go. Some of these people have pitted, you know, 2 laps ago, and they don't need to pit anymore. Their tires may be really, really worn compared to mine. So could definitely work out in our favor. As you can see, you know, almost always gaining on the guy in front of us. Didn't get quite the exit we wanted there on that corner, but it's always all right. So let's see what we can do coming around this corner and coming across the line for lap 8. See if anybody's going to be pitting. Let's see what this gap's looking like. And got about a minute gap, sadly, from the lead. Starting in 5th, ending in 13th. Not the best, but obviously never really having raced this track before. Can't say much. And obviously some of these races can get a little bit hectic, as you saw earlier. So things do indeed happen, but that's why we practice. And usually whenever, you know, you're in these sort of predicaments, you almost want to take the time not to really race and push as hard as you can, but take some practice laps. Get used to the track. Find your pace. Find what works best with you. It's actually getting a really good exit out of that corner. Do have the leader pitting. Obviously not going to be able to catch him, but we will see how things end up going. We'll see if anybody else is going for an 8-lap pit strategy. May that be the case. We may be able to catch a few positions coming around the finish line, or coming across the finish line, as well as, keep in mind, tire wear definitely plays a big factor. So looks like there might have been a penalty served on that lap for one of these guys. That gap coming down to about 4.5 seconds actually. So it should level out to about 4.7, 4.8 by the end of this straight. Gonna get way up on that line. And it looks like we do have a... Oh, looks like we have a crash in front of us, so still finishing last, but gaining a position as well. That guy looking like he was leaving his lobby. Getting a pretty decent exit out of that corner. We are seeing this guy in front of us, so let's see if potentially a miracle we can catch this dude in front of us. That'd be ideal. So bringing that gap down to about the 4-second range. Starting to see 3. We are seeing some people still pitting actually, so we are gonna see if, you know, who knows, maybe we can catch some of these guys. Obviously, you know, these groups are gonna really starting to form again after these pits. People are gonna start finding each other, and wow, we are finding this guy in front of us fairly quickly, so we do have pressure coming out of the pits at the moment. About a 2-second gap Gonna be on our 10th lap at the moment. Let's see if maybe we can put something together going into this final lap. And turning in a bit late. Ooh, definitely hitting that oily spot of the track. Never really want to hit that, at least going into the turn. But as you can see, we are starting to see some of that pack in front of us. We can maybe hope that some of these guys start fighting. You know, we may be able to find some of them going into some of these turns. And I mean, this gap coming down to about 2.6 at the moment going into this this roundabout. Let's see if we can take it at the going just a bit on the grass, but not losing too much. We're gonna see if we can at least stay eyes on this this group ahead of us. They are getting a little bit squabbly on these turns, so we're gonna see what we can get happen. About a 2.8 second gap in front. Some racers starting to finish their races, so as we come around some of the last turns, it does look like there might have been a little bit of contact actually. Really gaining on this guy in front of us. Let's see on this final turn if we can maybe attempt something. And pressure serving a penalty actually. So not finishing last, thank the Lord, you guys, but pretty damn close, I will say. And can we maybe pass this guy coming up to the line? And nope. Alright. Ooh. Not bad. Finished in 8th, actually. So it looks like there might have been a fair amount of penalties in front of us, which not surprising looking at that race. Starting in 8th, starting in 5th, finishing in 8th. Not too bad. We're gonna end up hopping into another race. We're gonna see what we can do. As you can see on that right side, right down here, the DR stands for driving rating. SR is gonna stand for your sportsmanship rating. So both of those going up, obviously showing that did some clean racing there. Didn't have the best race, but obviously every race won't go well. If you guys are still watching though, don't forget to drop a like. Obviously subscribe if you like what you're seeing. And we're gonna go ahead and hop into this next race. Looks like it's gonna be starting in about 8 minutes. So let's go ahead and oh whoops. Let's go ahead and put in some qualifying in this car. Let's see if we can set the car up to our liking. Alrighty, so let's get some of the. Oh, whoa! Pressing the wrong pedal right there. Accidentally pressing the clutch rather than the the brake. Alrighty. So let's see what we can do on this. These qualifying laps. Looks like we should be able to get about 3 laps in at least. So let's see what we can do. Gonna get a good turn in going in here. Have a good exit coming out at about 145. It's about where we want to be, about 155 coming off the line. And going in this corner, you want to be at about 157, 158, give or take. Get that turn in right. Get on the gas. Not too early, but definitely want to jump that gas as soon as possible. Almost want to turn in late, stay off the brake, but not on the gas too much. Get a slight brake in, get a good exit out of there, and get on that gas early. Making sure that we're making sure our exit is good so that we can get on that gas early. Obviously, if our angle coming out of our corner isn't, you know, the best or isn't good, and we get on that gas too early, we're going right into a wall. So don't want that to happen. See if we could potentially put up a nice hot lap. Decent exit on that corner. Making sure to stay in the middle and going back to the inside on this corner. Staying on the gas through that corner. Setting the angle correctly. Turning in almost late for this one. Getting on the gas early. And honestly, a great exit coming out of that corner. Definitely looking potential to maybe set a new record time. We'll see what it's looking like coming across the line right now. And looks like it's a 42.7 actually, so gonna be a new record. See if we can keep improving that time. Just going a bit off right there. It's okay though. Keep continuing that lap. See if there are some segments that we can improve on and that we can gain on. So that is one of the things that you do want to do, even if you're not, let's say, necessarily gaining 100% on your Ghost. You want to keep on doing that lap and see if there are segments, see if there's corners that you know you can go faster on and can improve on, and translate that into a perfect lap. It's basically what you want to do, or what I would say. So, like I was saying earlier, you know, getting on that gas, not setting that steering angle the right way can definitely sends you into a barrier coming out of an exit. So definitely want to be careful not to get on the gas too early coming out the corner. Turning in a bit late, making sure to not hit that corner, but get as close to it as we can. Alright, getting on the gas a bit too early, so definitely just kind of testing the limits right now. Seeing what we can and can't do with this car. Seeing where we can and can't gain. Obviously not taking the most ideal route on all of these corners, but that's always how you find, I guess, I don't want to say always, but you can definitely tend to find some quick laps taking some not so ideal routes. So about even with our Ghost right now. See if we can outbrake a little bit going into this corner. Get on the gas maybe a tad earlier, maybe not. So about even. Let's see if we can outbrake our Ghost going into this corner. So definitely pretty close to our Ghost. Looking like we were pretty strong through this first sector. So let's see if the second sector we can improve our times. Gonna be a little bit later on the brakes, get on the gas, and looks like that may not be quite as fast. About level 3 seconds going into this corner. We are going to see if we can... Alright, so slightly gaining. Definitely got a slight better exit on that corner, so I do know I can do better on that corner. And through that little section, also gaining a tad bit, so... I know I can at least maybe get it down to a 42.7 flat. Not going to be able to get another full lap in, but we'll see if we can potentially... Actually getting an amazing exit out of that corner. Wow. Almost up, I'd say maybe a half second by the time we reach the end of this little chicane. And actually getting a bit more than half a second. So, looks like it's going to be about 7 tenths of a second gain on that first little sector. And definitely a great lap. Too bad we won't be able to finish it, but up about 9 tenths of a second, which would be definitely in the 41s. I mean, really, that's just where you want to be for qualifying. If you can qualify towards the front of that pack, you are not going to have as much to worry about, I can say confidently. But getting a decent exit through that corner is quite like the Ghost. Great exit through that corner, not staying on the gas for too long and not getting on the gas too early. Getting on the gas at a pretty decent time going through that corner, and we'll see if we can finish this lap. Looks like we won't be able to, but you know, assuming we didn't mess up that last roundabout, it would have hopefully been a 41. So we'll see what we can do where we're placing position-wise going into this race. Looks like it's going to be a solid 4th, actually, starting out. So we do have a 41.9, you know, obviously if we could have dropped that 41, probably would have been starting first here, but not to worry. Looks like we got a few different cars, a BRZ, Lexus, Ferrari, got a Beamer actually in 3rd. Looks like we are going to have a Mustang actually in 6th as well, if I'm not mistaken. So, gonna be quite a good race. That is the one thing about this game. You know, there are certain maps where, you know, there's maybe 2 or 3 cars that are just gonna be just seconds faster because they can drive that track better. And for example, tracks like this, you can definitely see a lot of different cars. You know, we have some Supras in there, some Genesises. Looks like an NSX, Acura, a Beamer, a Ferrari. Even got looks like a GCR down there, GT500 actually, 99. So got a Subaru WRX, a few different types of cars down here. So I guess our main goal with this first lap is going to be not to lose any spots and to not to crash. Definitely want to make sure we're looking at our radar. That radar being, if I'm not wrong, down in the bottom right-hand corner of our screen when we start racing. So yeah, as you can see, that radar definitely is going to show you, you know, if you have a car, whether it be behind you, next to you, kind of give you that reference of where that car is at next to you. You know, always going to want to make sure you're leaving cars space, whether it's going in a corner, it's coming up a straight. That's the one thing about this game. Obviously, not every race is going to be perfect. You're going to run into reckless drivers, dirty drivers, but personally, I always like to keep it clean. I think racing etiquette is always nice to have in some of these online races. You know, I've found that some of these races that, you know, when everybody's driving nice, not reckless, they can be some of the most fun and rewarding races, at least emotionally and mentally. So we're going to see what we can do going into this first corner, starting out in 4th. Looks like we are going to have a little bit of battling going into this corner, and from the looks of it, a little switcheroo, a bit of contact, sadly a little bit of bumper damage. This guy is going to get through on our inside. And, you know, it looks like we may slide back down into 4th, but that is okay. Ooh. So, surprisingly going into the wall right there and not losing a position, which, thank the Lord. And, you know, surprisingly, we are still gaining on these guys in front of us. I did see, it looked like one of them did tap the wall, potentially go, wow, and just trudging through. So, as you can see, definitely this first lap, already chaotic. We are maintaining our position we started in, which was 4th. Gonna see if we can stay in 4th and potentially make a pass going into this actually next corner. So it looks like we are gonna get that overtake done. And coming around this first lap, we are looks like gonna have one position overtaken. Gonna be coming around third. We do have someone definitely gaining on us. So gonna give them the inside right there. Give them a little bump draft, let them know, hey, I'm still here. And so we are gonna see if we can coming up on these straights. It does look like you know, the Porsche having some better handling. We are through these corners doing a lot better. Obviously getting a lot better exit than that Supra right there. And almost looking as if these guys are ooh. And almost getting a little bump draft from that guy. So lots of damage to our car. We may need to pit coming up on this next lap. We're gonna see what the outcome is. Are gaining, luckily, on the person who is behind us. We are gonna hope that we don't get slammed going into that corner. And actually gaining a lot throughout that corner, so definitely good. Our damage is gone. Thankfully, this is a race where damage does not stay throughout the whole race. Thankfully. Coming across the lap is going to be a 1:44, so time's definitely starting to get to where we want to be, and potentially actually gaining a bit of time through this corner. These first and second position people are looks to be battling. So we are going to see if we can gain maybe a bit of time coming through these this chicane. And you know, it looks like we're going to do just that, getting that that gap down to about 3.5 seconds, which is actually just quite phenomenal. And it looks like there was a bit of contact. Thankfully, he ghosted, and looks like we're going to be moving up into second. Not the way I would have liked. Obviously, you know, it wasn't our fault, but we're going to see if we can maintain this. Giving this guy a good little bump draft. Going to let him maintain position. Know, hey, I'm on your side. I'm not trying to drive dirty. Although, while doing that, we are going to be letting that gap from behind us slip down just a bit, so never really wanted to do that. Ooh. And thankfully Gart defending that overtake. So we are going to take the defensive line going into this corner. And as you can see, that Supra just absolutely dominant in these straights. But looks like we're going to do a bit of a switcheroo. And looks like we might actually get past that Supra. And wow, definitely some quite decent racing. And up until that, gonna say, hello, bud. You're not gonna do that to me. And gaining on the guy behind us. So ideally, what I would like to do, looking back at the grid behind us, is if I can take one more lap, maybe open up this gap from everybody, all the groups behind us, really put my head, wow, alrighty. And looks like these guys just really being relentless and not wanting to give out. gonna give that up in hopes that Mr. Ray does have a mistake, hopefully soon. So us being the top 3, or I'd say our top 5, actually looking like those 2 people behind us are going in for the pit. So this is kind of that moment where you really want to put your head down and start charging. And as I was hoping for, having a mistake come out of Ray there, gonna open that gap to about 2 seconds behind us, which is just absolutely huge. And now we put our head down and we charge.
Put it down!
Yup, there you go, Sam. Love to see it. So, at this point, just no mistakes. Wanted to make sure our exits, all of our steering angles, clutch control, gas control, throttle controls, all on point. That second behind us, coming up to about 4 seconds. I do believe Ray will be pitting with us. And looks like there may be a little bit of fighting actually going on behind us. So not quite the exit we wanted going out of that corner, but still able to potentially gain through this last little section. And you know, folks, that's exactly what we are going to do. At least not on the person behind us, but on the leader. We do know Ray being behind us. Oh, and you know, it looks like we may just have a big crash from Ray. Oh yeah, so that gap going down to about 11 seconds. We're gonna hop into the pits here, you guys, and we're gonna see what happens, you guys. We may end up getting past. From the looks of it, I believe Axel and Pressure had pitted. I'm not sure about the people behind that. But we're going to see what ends up happening. Pollyanna is going to end up going past along with Brugmeister. People behind us are beginning to pit. We're coming out of the pits now, and I believe, crossing the pit lane. Are we going to get a penalty? I really hope we don't. And no penalty coming out of the pits. Huge. Thought we might have crossed the line coming out, but as you can see, coming out of the pits right where we started in a solid 4th position, actually. So, just gonna see if we can put our head down and keep racing well. Looks like there's a bit of contact in the barrier in front of us. That gap coming down to 2.3 seconds, coming down to 2 seconds, coming down to the roundabout. Huge, well, for us, not quite so huge for the guy in front of us. Top 30, one of the guys we did have a little bit of a fight with earlier, I believe, was actually first going into the pits in front of us. So first mistake I've actually quite seen from him in this race, but we are gonna see if we can potentially gain going in through this these sections, gaining slightly through that exit, only by a few hundredths of a second, but hundredths can always be the determining factor in a race. Remember that, folks. And still gaining hundredths throughout all these corners. So looking like a little bit of a mistake from top 30. Is getting a decent exit from that that corner though. Got about a 6-second gap from the person behind us, so not too worried about those people. I believe those were the 2 that actually ended up pitting in 1st and 2nd place earlier. So we're gonna, actually I believe they might have been behind us in 5th and 6th, so correct me if I'm wrong, folks, but getting a decent exit out of these corners. And at this point, what we're hoping for is some scuffling at the front. We're hoping, you know, we can maybe open up this gap, and as you can see, those 2 cars in the front actually may begin to scuffle. So I mean, if me and Top Dirty, obviously assuming he's not going to drive too dirty, if me and him can really put our heads down, get closer to this pack in front of us, we do have contention to be in the top 3, both of us being podiums. So At this point, definitely thinking about, you know, working with Top Dirty and maybe working together, at least until the last lap, to potentially get an overtake done. That would be ideal, at least. And this gap, you know, it's just slowly coming down below a second now. So right where we want it to be. Oh, and both of us hitting the wall right there. Oh, not exactly what we wanted right there. We are gonna see if we can maintain 6. Damage to our car. We got that car coming around. We're gonna see if we can get a good exit coming out the straight. Not the ideal exit we would like. Damage to our car. But looks like that gap's not gonna be too bad. So we are gonna see what we can do coming into these next laps. Obviously, we do know pressure not the best through these technical sections. So obviously very fast down the straights. Really, it is going to be a matter of just being faster through these turns, and gonna want to gain as much as I can in these next 2 laps. 8th lap right now. So I actually have 3 laps left. My bad. Slightly gaining on pressure in front of us. Making a bit of contact, but bringing that gap down to about 4.7 seconds by the end of this straight, hopefully. Very good for us. You know, that's super definitely fast to these straights. Gaining that few hundreds right back. And pretty decent exit through that corner. Gonna see if we can keep these turns. There we go. So bringing it down to about 4.5 seconds, gaining ever so slightly through these corners. And gaining even more, bringing that gap down to 3.9. Obviously he is going to gain in this straight. So we're going to see what we can do through these next technical sections. Going to have 2 laps left after this, 9th and 10th lap. So let's put our head down, let's see what we can get going. Pretty decent exit going through that corner. And that gap really starting to come down. 3.5. Definitely starting to see this car in front of us a lot more in these turns and straights. And slowly bringing that gap down to the high 2s. We can do that. Going into lap 10, there is potential to maybe catch an attempt to pass. We will see, guys. And that Supra just very dominant through these straights, so it's going to be real hard to catch him, but we'll see what we can do. Not gaining as much as we'd like. We may end up actually passing someone in these pits as of right now. From the looks of it, looks like someone hasn't quite pitted yet. Believe it's about a 22-second pit time, if I'm not wrong. I believe we were at an 18-second gap, so if I'm not wrong, we should pass him. And you should be coming out the pits just as we pass, actually. So yes, looking like yeah, coming out the pits just as we pass the finish. Is he gonna go for the defend? And getting that overtake done actually with quite ease. So up into 5th place, and if I'm not wrong, this BRZ was one of those cars that was driving quite reckless in the beginning. Does look like he's not gaining too much, at least not enough to go for the overtake into this corner. And I mean, we are gaining a lot actually on this Supra in front of us. So see if we can put our head down, gaining actually a lot going out of that exit on the Lexus behind us. So this Supra very fast through the straights, as we keep mentioning. And looks like someone was trying to hit us off right there and potentially missed. I saw it coming. I knew it was coming. Just didn't know if he was close enough for it. And oh! Contact from the Supra! Contact from the Supra! We are going to try and go for the overtake on this lap, you guys. Can we get it done? We're going to see if we can get it done, you guys. I don't think we are. You know, this guy's very fast through these straights. So yeah, not going to get it done, but man, such a close race. Much better than that first one, you know. Finishing in 5th. I believe that's, or 4th actually, where we started. So it looks like we have a huge penalty from Pollyanna, and, I believe, who was in 1st place, if I'm not wrong. So finishing that race in 4th, not too bad. Hey, yo, Sam, you still here, brother? Yo.
Say what?
You still here?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So let's see how we did. Oh yeah, gonna raise our both ratings. Ugh. Damn, a lot better outcome to that race. Oh yeah, got our rating back up to B. Perfect. Exactly where I want to be. Now I just got to get that driver rating back up to B, where I want to be. Get some cleaner racing. You want to hop back on Fortnite, brother? Yo, Simp. You want to hop on Fortnite?
Hop on fucking Rust.
That shit lags for me, bro. If anything, you wanna, I'll do like another race for like another 30 minutes, and then you wanna hop on Fort?
I don't know. Hop on Fort right now, or forever hold your peace.
Alright. What a great stream. That's gonna end this one, you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and